Hi there everyone, this is Stephanie and I'm here to share some cupcakes that I've made. I kind of went a little cupcake crazy and I made a ton. So what I did was I followed Vicky's tutorial on these, and she is TryHard67. If you've never seen her, go over and check her out. She does a lot of cool haul videos and crochet videos, tutorials. So I mean, she's a really nice lady too. But I followed her tutorial, and I don't know if there are other videos on cupcakes and things. I've only seen hers. So she has two videos on them. One is the first one is the flower part, the puffy flower part, and then the other one, finishes up the cupcake wrapper part. All of my rosettes that I use, I got from Gisela at Lavish Laces. Thank you, Gisela. These are so pretty. And she has a really nice selection of a lot of different prints of rosettes and beautiful laces, as well as they're all super decently priced. So I really like ordering from her. And that's who I've used, that's where I got all of my rosettes from. So I just wanted to show you some of my cupcakes, and this first set is like my mod black fashion set, I guess you can say. I used a black rosette, and then this was like a black peacock rosette was what it was called, I think. And I put a Michael's flower on top. It's an orange one. And with Vicky's, and she talked about in her video how she had seen people do their cupcakes, and she had changed hers a little bit from the way that she had seen theirs, and she's like, that's what you do. You watch people's videos and you get ideas and inspiration from them, and then you do a little twist to it and you kind of make it your own, and then you have something super cool. And that's what everybody here on YouTube is for, is to give us all inspiration, and we take that and we run with it and give our ideas life, or make something that you've seen somebody else do, make it our own. So the way that she did her cupcakes was she used a peat cup and she just got a set from the dollar store, and she wrapped, she cut the paper and she wrapped that around, but the top she left open. So like in here, you could see the separation between the cup and the paper, as well as on the bottom it was like that. So that's how mine is different from hers. I sealed the bottom and I cut around all of the edges with the X-Acto knife. And then the top, the way that I got this icing is I used heavy matte gel. And I just mixed it with the paint and dabbed it on, got it the color that I wanted, dabbed it on like icing, and then I chose some glitter that matched, or most of them I used micro beads actually, which I'm not quite sure which I like better. I like them both for different reasons, but this one has glitter, and the difference between using the glitter and the micro beads is this. When you put it on the rosette, the glitter mixed with the matte gel kind of makes the top stick a little bit. So after it's been sitting for a while, I just took it off, and that's why it's not sticking, but it does have a little like suction, I guess, to it. And I like that because it won't, like, if it's been sitting on there for a while, the top is not going to slide off. And for the bottom, I cut a circle and then I covered it in paper, and then I just distressed it. And then I tried to glue as much of the bottom around as I could, just so that you wouldn't see the felt, which you can kind of see a little bit there. So I have to glue that part down. And then when I did that, I just was very careful to just get a little bit around the edge. That way you can still puff up the flower. And then there's my little topping for that one. So for this one, I just put the lace down first, and then I put the icing on over it so that you wouldn't see the edging. And then I added that little charm. And then for this one, I did a black rosette and like the sage green sage one on top, and then this little bling, I think I just like a sticker that I just stuck on there, you know, like a bling sticker. And then see here, and then here is one with micro beads, and I just used silver micro beads. And I like the look of this one better because it looks like sprinkles, but because you know, they're beads, it does make it a little bit more, sorry, it's crooked, a little bit more slick for the top. So that you kind of, and because it's kind of uneven, it's not a very flat, smooth surface. Each bead is on there, you know, differently and at different heights and levels. Then it, you know, it could be just a little bit off, but I mean, it's not going to be crooked, depending on how straight you do your icing. But the beads does make it slide a little bit more. So for this one, I just put chain around it, and then the silver micro beads at the bottom. And then this one, this is my favorite one actually. I like this one a lot. Oh, and all the paper that I used was just from my scraps, because you don't really need a lot of paper. Maybe, yeah, you don't even need a whole sheet of paper for a cupcake. So this one, I took this this double strand bling that I got from Michael's, and I put this cameo on the front. I just did kind of like a charcoal gray icing with black micro beads, but for my little topping I use this knob, and I just found the center. I put a generous amount of hot glue on, hot glue in, and then popped it down in there, held it tight so that it would stay for, you know, until it cooled down, and there you have it. And I found that the heavier your center, your topping that you put on there, the more it will stay securely on the top. And just be careful with how much glue you use, because you still want it to be very soft, you know, which this is. So, and be careful where you place the glue. So I can still fluff up this flower even though I've glued down the bottoms, you know, but I didn't want you to be able to see anything on there. So there is that one. And then I have, this is like a purple set. So they're all, you know, pretty much the same idea. Either I put the, you know, a piece of ribbon around the middle and a bling piece there, or I did it around the top. I put some lace or ribbon around the top and then overlap the icing over there with a charm hanging from each one, because I wanted to put some bling and to have some charms on everything. So this one has a wild orchid crafts flower in the middle, and this one has some dangles around it, as well as this one has glitter too. I like this one. Purple is my favorite color, so this set's really cute to me too. And look at how gorgeous all of these rosettes look. As flowers are so pretty. So there's that set. And then this is more of like a springtime floral set. And my daughter is here and she's like, show my cupcake, because my daughters are like, we want cupcakes too, and I have theirs in here. So she's like, show mine. Which I'm getting to it. What do you want to say?
My mommy made 16 cupcakes.
Yep, I went cupcake crazy, huh?
Yep, and she made mine also.
Okay, now for this set, I wanted to show these because on this one, I have a little bling topping, but I also have a stick pin. As you're making your puffy flower, you know, it's not all of them are the same. They're not going to be exactly the same and consistent as you make it, you know. So in some places you may have a little spot that's not as fuller as, you know, around. So I had that in this one. So to solve that, I just put a little stick pin in there. And it does weigh it down a little bit more, so I like that as well. And so it makes it sturdier for the cupcake top, for the container top. And so this one just has a little half back pearl in there, and this one has a Michael's flower, and this is a butterfly that from a butterfly trim that I just cut off and stuck on there just to make it look a little bit more even, because I had a little spot right here that I wanted to cover up, and that took care of that. So there's that set. And then here is a blue cupcake with a knob and butterflies.
Oh, yeah, she's showing mine.
Here is her cupcake, and she picked everything on this.
This one is mine right there.
Yeah, and then this is
my
her
sister's, Olivia.
Okay, now on these, I wanted to show the different. Now, I just wanted to experiment making flowers, and so I had a whole bunch of old T-shirts, and I saw somebody was, and I'm so sorry that I forget her name and whose video it was, but I was just watching all these, videos on flowers, and somebody was sharing theirs, and they had said that they had made them from some old T-shirts, which I thought was super cool. So I was like, I can do that. So I just got a whole bunch of my husband's old T-shirts, and I used my Tim Holtz Tattered Flowers die. And so I cut a whole bunch of those, and I used the biggest flower, and I made this rosette. Yeah. Which I think came out really, really cool. It's heavier too than, not rosette, it's a puffy flower. It's heavier too than using the rosettes, so it does make a better lid. My daughter put all the glitter on there. She picked the paper, she picked the trim, and the color of the icing. I mean, if you knew her, it was better for her to do it that way.
I picked everything.
Yeah, and then here is another flower that I made, and I used 2 rosettes, and then the rest are the T-shirt, and and I used a pink shirt and a white shirt, and then I also sprayed it with some glimmer mist, I think is what I did with this, to get it, just to get the overall pink effect. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I also have one more that I made completely out of T-shirts, the flower, and so you can see the difference with that. Oh, also with the T-shirt flower, I forgot to say I had to use more pieces. With Vicky's, you use 8 rosettes, and you cut them in half to get 16 pieces. I had to double the amount because it was a much thinner material. So in order to get the height that I wanted, I had to double it. So, and you'll see that in this next cupcake. Whoops.
There's an Easter one.
Yep, this one right here. This one is made from the T-shirt. So you can see the difference in the height. I mean, of course, like I said, I had to use double the amount, but, and it is heavier. So these are like my theme cupcakes right here. This is my Easter one. These ears came off of a little rabbit toy that my kids had. So I was like, perfect timing. I can use that for my cupcake.
So that's an Easter one.
Yep. And then for the whiskers, I just took the green stem